A super biased 80 carries League of Legends Patch Notes, Patch 8.7, Attack of the Booty, in which case Aurelia and her rework along with her skins are hitting live. On top of that, there are some changes to champions affected by Dustblade changes, as well as some changes to Ninja Tabi, a nerf, so that marksmen can't really take him as a dominant choice if they can remain a tank item. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Gragas. There are some buffs to AP Gragas to make sure that Pandunu can hit Challenger off the back of an 80 carry Riven played by Boxbox in the bottom lane. The Q ability powers ratios increase. The W ability power ratios also increase. The W damage reduction scales with ability power. The W damage reduction duration is also decreased. Elise. Much like her Sonic 06 counterpart, you forgot she existed from her lack of presence, so she's getting some buffs. Her Spider Q base damage is increased, and her human E cooldown is decreased at early ranks. Hecarim. The W healing has been increased, and I just learned that his W had healing to begin with, but like Gringar, this is one jungler as an 80 carry I don't want to see return. Driver Sensei is getting some love, and if you don't get that joke, it's probably because you watch subs instead of dubs. Shame on you, dubs are always better. With that said, W cast range is increased. Daisy acquires targets more aggressively. Daisy's area of effect damage reduction now also applies to damage from epic monsters, and on his W, Brushmaker, the cast range is going from 800 to 1000. Karthus. I don't really know if this champion is ever going to be meta without some more major changes than this, but they are upping his Q base damage by 10 at each level. Sure, why not? I don't even have an 80 carry joke for this one, I'm so sorry, Karthus. Sasuke and Uchiha still hasn't caught Itachi yet, so the passive now gains more points early and fewer points later. On top of that, on his Q, Reaping Slash, other abilities can now be Q'd while casting it. Leona. Leona defaults to attack damage as her default adaptive stat, making it that much more easy for her to kill secure a kill from me in lane now. Thank you. Lux. R cooldown refund on kill increased at early ranks, and also triggers on enemy champions who die shortly after being hit by the final spark. Or in other words, if you tag a champion with your ultimate and they die in under 2 seconds, it'll be refunded anyways even though you didn't actually get the kill. Be prepared for more support Luxes in the bottom lane. Oh joy. Malphite. Attack damage growth increased. E ratio increased. R cooldown decreased. You had bad attack damage, which means obviously I can now play attack damage crit Malphite in the bottom lane. Thank you, Riot. You've answered my prayers. Nocturne. Bonus attack damage while on Q trail increased. But since that's not the ultimate, I'm going to take this as a victory because obviously Riot is babying 80 carries by not making the one-shot potential that much higher on us. Thank you. Olaf likes warm hugs, and by hugs we mean his axis against your 80 carry's face. The R initial movement speed buff, however, is being decreased, which is good, because speaking of initial, all I would hear is initial D in my nightmares after he would kill me over and over in the game. Quinn has several bug fixes to her R that were so important they couldn't just be put in the bug fix section of the patch notes. Rengar. Base attack damage increased. Rengar's Q no longer causes him to sometimes cancel his actions, and as such he will now not only one-shot 80 carries, but also make them uninstall the game. That's obviously why he's getting buffed. It wasn't happening enough to make way for other roles in the bottom lane next patch. Rumble's getting a buff because he's getting a new skin, and we all know that's how it works. So the Q damage is increased at early ranks. Damage to minions adjusted to be roughly unchanged. Sejuani's getting nerfed again because honestly whenever she's meta, Riot doesn't seem to like it and slowly nerf her until she's out of the meta and the thing she also builds so she remains out the meta for a long period of time. With that said, health growth decreased. E-stun duration decreased at later ranks. Shaco's been teaching the people the color gray a bit more than they'd like to admit. So the Q bonus damage ratio is being reduced. The window to proc the bonus damage and cooldown reduction effect is also reduced. Swain. As an edgy 80 carry main, we all aspire to be Shadow the Hedgehog, because in his game you have to use guns and be a marksman. And as such, that's what Swain likes to do too with his ultimate. Chaos Blast was a fun move, but he's a bit too powerful right now. So his Q cooldown is increased at early ranks, and his Q's base damage is also being decreased. Maria. Warwick. Warwick's Q no longer sometimes deals double damage. As one of the squishiest roles in the game, one bite's good enough, thank you doggo. Zed. It's Morphin time because his Q damage fall off beyond the first unit has been decreased, meaning he's going to shove more often and roam bottom lane. So like the Rangers, team up with your support and use your combined powers to feed now that much more often. Goensu's Rage Blade now costs more and will still be rushed by AD carries who don't understand you're not supposed to rush this item anymore. Locking up the Iron Solaris, shield base and per level scaling decreased. Bonus health ratio also increased early but decreased late. Shield cooldown increased. Shield stacking penalties are harsher. And with Ninja Tabi, the armor is decreased from 30 to 20, but the basic attack damage reduction is increased from 10% to 12%. When it comes to Aurora items, large champions no longer become bigger than their Aurora items. When it comes to the Relic shield line, the passive gold generation is now down to 1 from everything it was before. When it comes to runes, the path bonus grants lower health early but more late. Mana flow ban. Hitting enemy champions with spells grant maximum mana, up to 10 times. Once max stacks have been reached, mana flow ban restores missing mana every 5 seconds. Presence of Mind. Enemy takedowns restore 20% of your maximum mana and refund 10% of your ultimate's cooldown. With the Legend Tenacity, it's underpicked and underperforming, so it's getting some buffs. With Cut Down, we're looking to up the damage to bring this against full durability champions. Zombie Ward's duration is being changed. Approach velocity is also outperforming other competing runes, so its movement speed is going from 10% to 15%. Absolute Focus has a bug fix. Minions are getting some changes, in which case melee minions and cannons are worth more gold, caster minions are worth less gold, and super minions are also worth more gold, as well as having more base health. Red buff will no longer burn turrets. Attack move will now search for a rider range for valid targets before attacking the closest unit to your champion. With voice chat out in the wild, we're doing some quality of life buffs based on your feedback. And no, not your mic feedback. Combine that with some bug fixes, some new emotes, a new Badlands Baron Rumble skin and a Lancer Stratus Wukong skin, as well as a Masterwork chest Hextech crafting, which will now be a cosmetics only chest with the Aurelia rework now hitting live, as well as all the skins and all the booty to come with it. And you have yourself a completed patch notes for patch 8.7 of League of Legends, as told by a super biased AD carry who thinks every change in the game is out to get them. Make sure to go also support other people's patch notes videos, like Feek and Skara, who do a more analytical and in-depth and serious video on the patch notes, as this was a parody. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching it, and your support is definitely appreciated. Make sure to follow and subscribe to this YouTube, as well as hit me on Twitter at GGGetJinxed. But I don't know which video will be next, because I can full out of kinks. So until next time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching.